You here? We here? We in this thing. Hey, top of the morning, fam. Top of the morning. Listen, welcome to another supersonic morning momentum where we get into momentum and get our mind right. Make your mind up before you make your bed up. And if you done already made your bed up, I'ma need you to get your mind made up. Made up on what? You got this. Let's get focused though. If you don't remember that you got this, then let's go ahead and jog your memory. But first, let's build some momentum up as we do so. Mm. Now, here's that reminder, that momentum we gonna build up, that get you going right, that get your mind right. Come on now, you good? You safe? You safe to get focused? You got this. Let's get it. Oh, it ain't loud enough? Oh, don't worry, I got you. Come on, get focused. Hey, listen, fam, whether you woke up on purpose or not, you still woke up with purpose attached to your life. I would go as far as to say it's a sign to it, but not just your life. See, there's this thing that's attached to your life that even when you're no longer here, if you do it right, you'll actually be able to benefit from it. And it's called your voice. Oh, snap. Well, it's your voice that you use to tell your story. So purpose is attached to not only your life, but also your voice and your story. How intentional are you being about how you go about telling it? If you don't know, then I want you to, like, let me help you out. There are people right now who are stuck where they are and they don't want to be stuck only because somebody hasn't given them permission to be. To be who? To be. Like you, and I want you to know you don't need permission to be who you're supposed to be. You don't need permission. Stop waiting for permission to do the things that you've been commissioned to do. Stop. Don't look for another piece of advice. Oh, well, you should do this and you should do that. Don't do that. You got this, fam. You ain't new to this. You true to this. You've been doing this. This ain't something that's foreign to you. You are the person that can do the thing. You've been doing it. The question is, why are you not confident in it? Is it because somebody is telling you that you need to do something else? Is it because the processes are being complicated or whatnot? Well, got something for you. Because a lot of the time, the reason things are so complicated for us is because we sit around listening to people tell us things based off of their opinions. And the thing about an opinion is simply this, it's an option. That's it. Just because someone presents you with an option, though, doesn't mean you have to do it. It's just an option. So let's check this out real quick because this really is something that has caught my attention more than one time. It's a proverb. It says, a man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his words, and the deeds of a man's hands will return to him. It's like, wait a minute. If are you saying that I can be satisfied by the words that come out of my mouth? Well, how? I'm glad you asked. You can be satisfied by the words that come out of your mouth because you reap what you sow. And if what you are sowing is satisfiable, then that means it's something that is worth doing. Like if you're sowing good seeds, then you're sowing good words. If you speak in life, then you are doing something that is going to add value to somebody outside of yourself. You're going to get that back, fam. But if we're not being intentional about the words coming out of our mouths, then that is the problem. That's the source. That's the cause. That's the root. That's the truth. If you are not aware that the words that you are using is what is actually causing the problems, then you simply need to not only unmute yourself in the sense of speaking life, but you also need to build yourself up with what you have to talk about. Not everyone knows what to say, and that's a lot of the time the problem. They don't know how to say what they want to say. And I love helping people with this because when you don't realize that you actually have the words, You just don't know how to put them in order. That's why I love helping people out. So, for example, me, I got a lot of frameworks that I use. It makes things simple. One of the frameworks is called VIBE, and VIBE stands for values, intentions, beliefs, and expectations. So we can't vibe together, we can't thrive together. So it's like, interesting. What you don't know is that same framework is what I use in every conversation, and you don't even know it. See, I'm assessing your values. What about you? Are you assessing the values, the priorities that a person has, the standards they live by? Not to judge, but to understand. Are you assessing the intentions? Like literally how they're thinking about what they're thinking about. You know what a person's thinking about based off of what they're talking about. Just how that goes. So pay attention. Are you aware of the beliefs? A belief is an idea you hold so significant you perceive it to be true. But just because you believe it, don't mean it's true. So I always say this: the truth will set you free. That means a lie will set you up. And if you've been set up by lies, then it's time for you to stop tripping. You keep stumbling over deception, and you don't have to do that. Okay. And then the expectations. You can tell a lot about a person by what they are expecting out of life and what they are expecting out of themselves. When you understand that part right there, when you get that, that's a whole vibe check. And if you comprehend that, great. Okay, this ain't about Jared's vibe though. This ain't about my vibe check. This is about you knowing that you have the ability to create a framework for yourself that would allow you to navigate what it is that you mean to say, you intend to say. What does this make sense? Is this making sense? Look, if you have a system which you function inside of because you know what you're talking about, you know what you love to talk about, you know what you can communicate about, you know what you can talk about all day. If you have a system that you use to do that, guess what? This is how you get your words managed. You want to manage your speech, you want to manage your conversations, then all you have to do is operate within the system that you already have. You just don't know it. If you want some help with that, reach out. But when it comes to your actual words, you will get what you are speaking. So if you are speaking life, you are participating in what I've heard called life activities. But when you're speaking death, you operating in death activities. How do you know if you're speaking life versus death, though? Because there's fruit on both sides. There's death and life are in the power of the tongue. But the person who loves it will eat of its fruit. It's like, okay, if you eat of its fruit, what does that even look like? How do you eat of the fruit of your lips? That's a great question. Well, let's see. If you reap what you sow, that means the fruit that is going to be produced over time based off of the seeds that you put into the ground with your speech is going to produce a tree. And if that tree is a tree of life, that means you've been doing it right. But if that tree is death, is deadly, it's poisonous, it's something that you can't even stand to see and look at, then you got to change the way that you speaking, fam. You got to literally get your words in alignment with your assignment. You were meant to be somebody that is useful, and you were meant to be somebody who was fruitful, but not bad fruit, but good fruit. You don't like your fruit, we got some adjustments to make because it's be, do, have, give, receive. I can't say this enough. You got to be the person. You got to become that person first so that you can do the thing. What did that person do? Hey, shout out to Stacey Lauren, do the thing, right? But then based off of what you're doing, that is how you end up having. So what you have is what you give because you can't give what you don't have. So based off of what you have and you give, this is what you will receive. The law of reciprocity. That's how that goes. So reaping and sowing. What goes around comes around, however you want to put it. If we don't like what we're receiving in life, we got to check what we're giving. And if we don't like what we're giving in life, we got to check what we have. And if we don't like what we have, then you got to check what you're doing. And if you don't like what you're doing, you got to get in the mirror because the man or woman that you have become is the one who is responsible for it all. We have to be aware that the words that we are speaking is producing what we are receiving. That's how that works. Oh, man. Oh, we got Carmen in the building. Let me see what Carmen said. Carmen says, so true, my friend. I'm becoming aware of the words that come out of my mouth towards myself and others. Ooh. And others have also expressed that I need to change it up to more positive intentions. I'm working on it. That's some good advice. It's interesting though. When people tell you to be more intentional, typically they're saying that from their own perspective of what that even means. When you're talking about an intention, by definition, you're talking about a purpose. Yep. You're talking about a desire. Yep. You're talking about a will. Yep. You're talking about an idea. All of those synonymous with one another. So when we're talking about intentions, we're talking about somebody else's perspective of what your desires should be. Be careful with that. Never let somebody tell you what your desires need to be. Instead, understand the value of who you are and what your desires are meant to be because you already have them. And my genuine belief is if you delight yourself in the Lord, He'll give you the desires of your heart. So those desires don't come from people, they come from the one that gave you the life and the actual ability and responsibility to speak life. So when we're looking at your actual speech, the words that you are saying out loud, yeah, if they catch you talking a certain type of way, yeah, you got some adjustments to make. However, it's the ones they don't hear. It's the words they don't hear, the soundtracks we play in our heads. Those are the words that are causing the most damage. Because the words that we have going on inside of our heads, those are the ones that typically cause us to walk around the way that we do or don't. And I want you to know that you don't have to be so harsh with yourself. There's another proverb. It says this: there is one who speaks rashly, like the thrusts of a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Sometimes you got to bring yourself the healing that you need by taking advantage of the wisdom available to you. That's why I tell people, you ain't new to this. You're true to this. You've been here before. You've gone through so many different things. You know what to do this time because you didn't know last time, but now you do know. When you apply it, sometimes you're the only person applying the wisdom. If you want to be wise, walk in simplicity every day. WISE. Just be wise. So, what's the simple solution? What's the simplest thing that you can do? Sometimes the most simplest thing that you can do is remember, because it's what we forget that plagues us the most. I don't want to get to an age of I'm old and I can't recall and remember anything. I know what it feels like to not remember stuff now, and it doesn't feel good, especially when it's dealing with my children. It's like, man, that time has flown on by like that. I don't remember this. I don't remember that, but they do. I'm grateful for it. This is why it's important to have people around you that's worth building memories with also. You want to build a team. Your team is going to be those who you actually share time with, those who you share education with, those you share the algorithm with, and those you share memories with. Your team, that is everything. Because the algorithm, you're probably like, what is that? Your algorithm is a step-by-step solution to a given problem. Yes. So that means if you plug it in, it works. Well, who do you have in your life that just by being there, they're solving high-level problems? And then who you have intentionally in your life that's solving low-level problems? Because if you don't tend to those low-level things, eventually they become the things that's right in front of your face. Prioritization is still a realization that needs to be taking place. So if you are being intentional about your team and you're walking in simplicity every day, this means you are delegating your time wisely. This means you are delegating what you are learning and teaching wisely. This means you are delegating the actual algorithm of the people that are solving specific problems and who you solve. You don't put yourself in places where you can't be a solution. Don't do that. Do not put yourself in places where you're not a solution to anything. Don't do that. And then the memories. Do not participate with people you don't want to build memories with. This is a surefire way to stress yourself out and question your whole life and everything about it. You don't want to do that, and you don't have to. See, all of this that I'm saying, I know it's a lot. Like, oh my goodness, Jared, that's a whole lot. Yeah, it is. it is. But such is life. Life is a lot. It's a lot. And when you understand that because life is a lot, that means you got a lot because you've been through a lot. And now you have the perspective that is so useful and fruitful. Why? Because you've done this so many times before. You ain't new to this. That's why I say it. I don't say it because it sounds cool. I say it because it is true. It is true. You are not new to this. You are true to this. The question is, when are you going to accept it? When are you going to accept it? When are you going to accept the fact that not only do you got this, but God got you? You done made it this far, right? You done made it from one situation to another. You done been through all types of things over and 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 over again. Fam, you still here after you counted yourself out. And here you are on another morning, on the supersonic morning momentum, getting told by old Jared Walker that I got this. Yeah, fam, you woke up with life in your body, right? You got this. You woke up with the ability to go and change somebody else's life. You woke up with the opportunity to go impact somebody. And the first person you need to impact is you by remembering. What do you need to remember? You need to remember what you outlasted last week. You need to remember what you outlived, overcame last month, last year, last decade. And it is that truth, because you here, so evidence is in all of that. That truth right there gives you the actual power, the possession of the qualities to do something or get something done. The ability, the possession of the qualities to do something or get something done. The skills, the actual acquisition of the power so that you can apply it with ease and level of mastery, and then the time that you have put in. See, that time is a big deal, and you don't want to waste a bit of it. But see, your power, ability, skill, and time, that's your past, your PAST, and it is your past that has produced a perspective in the present that is powerful and useful, and it is the reason why you are so capable of being fruitful. I know it's early. I know I need to calm down and slow down a little bit, but I do know this. This is all a part of getting into momentum. This is what this is all about. We got to get you in momentum because somebody is going to try to stop you in your tracks today. And it might be you. We got to prevent that. We got to prevent that from happening. We got to literally take advantage of the opportunity we have right now to get focused and then stay there. That way, when something comes your way, you don't have to be caught off guard. You're like, oh, I seen you coming. I see you coming, Joker. Yeah, you ain't finna stop me. I'm already in momentum. It's like Newton's law. An object in motion will remain in motion unless it is enacted upon by an outside force. Well, the same thing goes with inertia. An object at rest will remain at rest unless it is enacted upon by an outside force. Well, here's the thing. If you are at inertia, I'm the one. I am the outside force. I'm the one with the voice that is going to cause you to literally get into momentum. We got to get you there, fam. That's the point of these right here. Got an announcement to make as well with this. Moving forward, I am actually going to take these supersonic morning momentums and I'm going to do this on the radio. Yes, the radio. And the actual platform I'll be using is called Station Head. On Station Head, not only will I be able to give you the momentum, give you the encouragement, the inspiration, the motivation, all of that good stuff that Jared comes with my voice fully, I'll be able to do that daily as well as multiple times out of a day. And all you'll have to do is tune in. Here's the thing. If that's something that you want, please comment radio in the chat or send me a DM, because I don't want you to miss out on any of it. But I only want people who want it to have it, because I'm also going to be doing some greater things with that. Oh, you just stay tuned. But with this morning momentum, with this supersonic morning momentum, this right here is life-changing for so many people, because you don't get to go throughout the day hearing this type of stuff, at least not for free. Sometimes you got to pay to hear. And I don't want to do that to you. I want you to continue to hear it. And all it's going to cost you is your time and your attention. You want to pay attention, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remind you every day, as much as I can, you got this. I am going to tell you the truth. The truth is, you still here after everything that you persevered through. I'm going to give you permission to do the thing that you've already been commissioned to do. Sometimes we just need somebody else to tell us that we can. We know that we could. We understand that. But you need to be told and reminded that you can, so that you can remember. I got you. And if you want to get more of this, you don't want this, you don't want to let this go. You don't want to look up and be like, where's Jared? DM me or type radio in the chat, and I'll make sure that I got you, Jackie. Oh, snap. Oh, ooh. Jackie said, oh, thanks for reminding me of what I survived last month. Oh, a second biopsy in the same eye. God is with me. Amen. Yes, he is. Been with you. The stories that you get to tell. Hold on. Now, let me see, son. Jackie, you said be, do, have, give, receive. Word. Get in the mirror. Awesome. Thanks for the reminder. My pleasure. Oh, y'all are amazing. Jackie, you're going to get that actual link because I want to make sure that whoever hears the voice that I am supposed to be speaking and using is exactly who God has told me to do that for. My sheep will hear my voice is what he says. So it's like, well, shoot, who is it that he's assigned to my voice? Who is it that needs to hear my voice? I don't think this is for everybody. I'm not for everyone, and neither are you. So be intentional, stay focused, and know that you got this. And with that being said, let me make sure I get us up out of here the right way. Hey, fam, get your mind focused on what is going to serve you and everyone else that you are meant to. That way you can stay focused according to the momentum that we have already built up together on this morning. Remember, you got this. Till next time, y'all. Much love.